Hey friends, welcome back to another video. This is your girl Ed with P Triple G, pretty girl with the good gas, and I am here once again to talk to y'all about another show that I really love. I've been watching this show since season 1, and since season 1 I fell in love. And if you don't know me, my name is Ebony. I have a podcast that you can find streaming on a lot of podcast outlets, but that is not why I'm here today. I am here to talk about Insecure. That is what we do here on this channel for the most part. Right now we are doing reviews on shows that I like. Now I know I have other videos that don't relate to this show, that are about another show that I need to catch up on. Honestly, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm caught up, baby. I'm caught up, but I just did no review because listen, I think I gotta just find another system that works for me, because the way it was working is not working like it is now. So with all of that out of the way, I just want to say I hope everybody is doing well and you are thriving, baby, and you are doing your motherfucking thing out here, because listen, you die by yourself. Okay, so just want to take a brief absence because I had to get my shit together. Baby got a new camera. So I'm excited. I'm super lit. So now I don't even gotta use my phone. I can just, if I want to, you know what I'm saying, on camera. So I'm super stoked. I'm super excited about that. So without further ado, let's get right into this review. Okay, y'all, so look, we're talking about Insecure today. Insecure season 5 is out. It is 2 episodes in. I'm about to do a review of the first one, and then you gotta watch the video for the second one. Okay, that's how I'm doing it. That's how I'm running it, because I gotta keep myself organized. Okay, I gotta keep it organized. So we're gonna talk about episode 1 season 5 of Insecure, but let's do a brief recap of what happened in the last season, or just like the ending results, excuse me, of like where we are now. And we're just gonna do it just quick, like character by character. Of course, we're gonna start with Issa, my girl, my best friend. No, I don't know her, however I do plan to meet her one day. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know. It's gonna happen though. And I'm gonna be like, girl, you've been my best friend. You've been my best friend, girl, for 5 years. We've been best friends, girl. Yes. But so she just finds out that Lawrence is having a baby by Condola. Okay, what kind of name is Condola, y'all? Where did it come from? Like, what? I need to look that up. Like, where did that name come from? Like, what origin is that? I need to know. But just found out that Lawrence is having a baby with Condola, and she keeping it. So, but before, you know what I'm saying, he was like all up in her face talking about, you know, we can make it work. Or he was kind of letting her say, you know, we can make it work. You know, if I move to San Francisco, I think that's where he was moving to, San Francisco, or wherever he was going for the new job position or whatever. And so she was with it. She was like, you know what, we can make it work, fuck it, whatever. And then nigga dropped the bomb on her ass. Dropped the bomb, man. Sad to say. I know how that shit feel, man. That shit is sad, but it is what it is. So this incident was a kind of like a catalyst for Issa and Molly to kind of rekindle their friendship again. But you know, other things kind of contributed to that. So you know, Molly and Issa ended up meeting up at the end. And y'all, if y'all see me looking down, I got my nose down here, so I'm trying not to look down so much. And I'm eating fruit snacks, so I need to stop what they call it, smacking. I need to stop smacking, but I can't help it. Anyway, so okay, Lawrence, like I said, he gets the job and he finds out that Condola is pregnant and she's keeping a baby, and he's just like, fuck, man, you know, this wasn't part of his plan, blah blah blah, you know. And Condola like, well, shit, you ain't gotta be, you know, active in a baby life, but I'm good financially, like, you ain't gotta be there or whatever. So of course, you know, I don't know, any man that hear that shit, like, to me, it's gonna be like automatically like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna take care of my part. But you know, everybody different. So Molly ends up, well, actually Andrew ends up breaking up with Molly. Y'all remember Andrew, the little Asian boy she was dating or whatever, and you know, he just kind of got fed up with her, just like not really giving in to anything that he wanted to do, or it was just kind of like all about Molly. It was the Molly show. So, but Molly kind of felt like she really tried, but when she felt like she was losing him, she did kind of like, come on, like, I'll change, like, da 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 da. He was just like, nah, like, it's just, maybe it's just not what it's supposed to be. It's just not what it is. So let's get to Nathan. Now Nathan, I'm only bringing him up because he's in season 5, so gotta bring him up. So Nathan shows an event space to Issa or whatever, and then he kind of tells Issa, like, you know, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying, about the way I reacted about you being back with Lawrence. I'm gonna call him Terrence. Who's Terrence? About Lawrence and also the stuff. And you know, Issa was just like, you know, if this is too much for you, then let me know, like, it ain't gotta be like this, you know. So he was just like, nah, I'm cool. So they move on. And so Tiffany, the last time we seen Tiffany, she was going through postpartum depression. Like, I think she was having, like, I personally don't know what that is like, and I feel bad for the mothers out there that have had that. Like, I hear sometimes it's like extreme, and I just pray for everybody out there that is going through that, because that shit is no joke. She had basically ran away from home, and she just kind of needed time for herself or whatever. She didn't tell nobody where she was going. Bitch was hopping on buses. She was getting Ubers and shit like that, like lifts and shit like that. So bitch was gone, okay? She wanted to be gone. She wanted to be out, okay? And hey man, like, being a mom is overwhelming at times, so I can understand. But they eventually ended up finding her in a hotel room. Yeah, they ended up finding her in a hotel room. And that event, well, them running around, them meaning Issa, Molly, Tiffany. No, not Tiffany. Tiffany is the one who was finding. I mean, Kelly. Why I say Kim? Kelly. They was running around with Kelly. And I don't know why I said Kim. I have a friend named Kim. I love you, Kim. But Kelly is like my favorite. She's my favorite. She's my favorite out of all of the characters. And if you're wondering, yes, I did smoke prior to this video, because I would have did that shit on camera, because it would have been easier for me to do this and smoke and do it at the same time, but I don't want YouTube triple with me, okay? So let's talk about Kelly. Kelly, she my motherfucking hero, okay? I freaking love Kelly. Last we seen her, she was searching for her girl Tiff all over the city. She teamed up with Tiffany's husband Derek to track her down. And my favorite scene was when they was getting off the bus. And everybody was started attacking like Molly and Issa and Kelly. And the bus driver was like, you crossed the line. So the police came. And so Molly was like, okay, so is there a reason why you're asking us questions and you're not asking them questions? Is it a black thing? Da, 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 da. And the police officer was like, oh no, I don't want any parts of this. Da, 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 da. Y'all have a good night. The white man said, you have a good night? That's all? Kelly said, fuck you, and fuck you. Fucking ran a cop and took off. She was not having it that whole episode. Amen. Kelly has the best fucking breakdowns in life. Dog. If I had a friend like that in real life, like, I think I would want to be around her like 24/7 just so I can get a good laugh, baby, because she be saying some shit. You gotta just listen when Kelly talk, okay? Listen when Kelly talk. So now we are all caught up with what everybody is doing. Did I miss anybody? I got everybody, I think. Yes. We're all caught up. So now let's talk about season 5, episode 1. Number 1. Now the show opens up with it being 2 months later. I'm assuming 2 months later from all the shit that happened. Derek, Tiffany, and Kelly are all riding in the car, and they are talking about I keep saying, oh, I'm sorry. They're talking about all the mess that's going on between the friends. They are, I guess, going to a class reunion at their college, the college that they all went to. I forgot the name of it. We'll figure that out later. They start to discuss the mess that's happening between the friends, like what Molly is doing, you know what I mean, what Issa got going on, Lawrence, and all this other stuff. And Tiffany just tells them, like, look, let's just enjoy the time that we have here. This is supposed to be about us. We're supposed to be getting away. I'm assuming he's talking to Derek. She's talking to Derek because she was looking at him, and that's her husband. Like, I don't know, you know, that would make sense if she was talking to him. Issa gets off the plane looking good, like a brown skin beauty, baby girl. She is looking good, skin glowing. But why her ass get in the wrong car? She get in the wrong damn car. She thought, baby girl. But you know, you was feeling yourself. We feel it. We feel it from the screen. We feel it. Get you, girl. So they get to campus and they all meet up at, like, I'm assuming that is the check-in. Kelly, for some reason, isn't registered, and it turns out that her ass is listed as deceased. How the hell is she listed? Who put that in there? She listed as deceased. Issa is a panelist. Kudos to Issa. And things seems to be still a little fake between Molly and Issa, but they seem to, you know, want to keep it pushing. Molly asks Kelly, like, later on, like, you know, do you think, how long did it take you and, you know, how long did it take you and Tiffany to get back on track? And she was just like, you know, it took us a while, you know, we was fake back before we was, you know, back, you know. And Kelly said other things in that conversation that made no sense but made sense. But it was just like, huh? It made sense to me. Hell, I understood everything she was saying. Later that night, they hit up a party. Kelly was looking good, okay? Like, Kelly was putting it on for the girls. I don't know what like, the blue one she had on, that shit was fire. I could totally see myself wearing something like that. Awesome choice, whoever designed that. A1. Issa, Molly, and Kelly end up running into a old time friend that they had back in college. I'm assuming that they had a rap group together. I forgot the name of it, but her name is Cheyenne. So they're chopping it up or whatever, just catching up on old times, and yeah, just catching up on old times, trying to you know, catch your vibe or whatever. So Cheyenne, she seems bubbly, happy. You know, she seemed like she with the shit. She dropping it low, you know, doing her thing, whatever. So they chit-chatted up, and Issa ends up going to get a drink. Molly ends up in a conversation with a group of guys, and they just kind of talk. They're talking about, you know, college days, and the two of the guys leave so Molly and the guy could talk. And turns out the guy used to be Molly's old cuddy buddy from school. You know what I'm saying? He cute or whatever. You know, we see you. We see you, Molly girl. Okay, we see you. Ain't nobody mad at it. On the dance floor, you see them showing a slideshow. Well, I don't know if it's the dance floor, but you can see a slideshow. And they're playing music and stuff of the deceased. And when Kelly's picture comes up on the wall, they say she had the best stanky leg. And the DJ drops stanky leg. This one goes out to Kelly with the stanky leg. She just sees. Shout out. Look, shout out to Kelly. She had the best stanky leg. But low key, like, she was feeling it at first. Like, oh, because I get to change identities or whatever. That's what she said at first. But now she's kind of feeling it. Like, I don't know if I want to be dead. You know what I mean? Like, all these people saying these non-memorable things about me. Like, this is crazy. Next thing we see is Issa in the mirror. And let me tell y'all, man, like, Issa in the mirror scenes are like the best scenes because they just bring so much joy and light into my world. So in this Issa scene, she's talking to her younger self. She, like, begins to tell her, like, all the things that has happened. Let her know, like, hey, this ain't happened, but this has happened. You know, just things that you wouldn't, like, she expected as a younger person that would happen, did not, you know. And some of the stuff she knew, like, hey, I really wasn't interested in that. So, I mean, I'm not fucked up about it. So, she, you know, she has her little moment in the mirror, and we see Issa. Next thing we see is Issa on stage on her panel. Next thing we see is Issa on stage with the panel that she's supposed to speak with, talking about her business and being an entrepreneur. The crowd kind of, you know what I'm saying, is showing her no love, okay? Like, the dude next to her had kind of did a little rap lyric, and the crowd finished it, and so she started singing some song, and everybody was just like, that. The crowd was showing her no love. And, like, honestly, low key, the host was being a little shady to her as well. Like, come on, dog. He was being a little shady. But Issa made it through it. She, you know what I'm saying, she was honest. She held her head up. She did a good job. Afterwards, the girls tried to, you know, let Issa know she did good. You know, it happens. You know what I mean? It's over with. You know, and you pushed through it and you got through it. Molly and Issa decided to go have a drink. What? Kids. Molly and Issa decide to go have drinks. Kelly goes to, like, a band performance, and I think Tiffany goes off to see an AK show. While, you know, Molly and Issa, you know, are walking around having drinks on the campus. They stole, like, a couple of beers or whatever, and they just walking around having, you know, drinks on the campus, talking. Molly seems to want to open up to Issa, but Issa still seems a little guarded to me. Like, she seems like, I don't know if I really, really want to, like, take that step. And it's, you know, it's only been 2 months, you know, so I can understand, like, it's just been a lot of shit that has been said. A lot of stuff has been going, like, that has went down. She's just not ready to reciprocate. So they sit down to eat, and Molly asks Issa, you know, do you think we're going to be okay? You know, she's just like, you know, what are you talking about, like the world or us? And unfortunately, Issa didn't answer because she got interrupted with a phone text message basically saying, like, hey, you want to go to this place tonight or whatever. So they end up going to, like, well, trying to go to this hood club or whatever. So, baby, the next shit is just, like, you can always expect Issa to have some bummy shit. Not bummy shit, I wouldn't say that, but just, like, some crazy shit happens. Just some crazy shit be happening to her in these shows, man. And this shit is funny because this shit can happen. And it could happen, right? I think it could happen. So that night comes and we have Kelly, Tiffany, Kelly. I said Kelly, Tiffany, Molly, and Issa. That night comes and we have Kelly, Issa, Molly, Cheyenne, and Tiffany in the car. Everybody's jamming, you know what I'm saying? On the way to the club, you feeling yourself, Cheyenne suggests that they, get liquor, and so that way they can sneak it into the club like they used to do. They pull over to a liquor store, and they come out, bitch, and it's a man there with a gun. A man with a gun. He got a gun, y'all. So he ends up robbing them, or trying to rob them, and the guy ends up saying, Cheyenne, man, shut the fuck up, Shy. And they like, Shy? This nigga, it was a setup. They got set up by motherfucking Cheyenne. They took Molly's shoes and every damn thing. Like, they took it all. Issa tried to give her. She said, we don't. We don't. You keep your shoes on. You keep your shoes, Issa. We don't want your shoes. Cheyenne was part of the whole damn scheme the whole time. That's crazy. They ended up going back to the truck, and Tiffany asked, like, where's the liquor, and Molly and Issa just bust out laughing. They just go off in the car, just kikiing, like, oh, I was scared, da, da, da. It was just like crazy. At breakfast the next day, they give Kelly a little beautiful tribute, because she was feeling really down about, the whole death thing, and saying really nice things to her, just really uplifting her. A couple ends up coming in and asking why didn't they end up going to the party that night. Of course, they didn't want to get into that long ass story about them getting robbed and shit. But Amari said, but the guy of the couple ended up saying that Amari was looking for Molly. So Molly was just like, really, was he? So everybody ends up leaving, and Molly and Issa end up talking in the parking lot, and Issa just tells her, like, look, I just want to move forward. That's all. Like, whatever I want to do, whatever we're doing, I just want to move forward. Like, let's just go in a forward direction. So I'm assuming everybody gets back home. Back at home. Back at home, Kelly got her little podcast going, and she's asking, like, really, like, life questions. Like, if you only had a little bit of time left, like, what would you do with that? What would you do? I don't know. Issa came back home to Lawrence, and when she got back, she actually ended up telling Lawrence, like, hey, I don't want to do this. Tiffany came back. She was, being the loving mother that she is. And Molly came back to her damn mirror. Okay? She came back to her mirror. So, with all that being said, that was the first episode of season 5. I was going to say season 1. Season 5 of Insecure. I hope y'all have been watching. I really hope that everybody that is watching this show enjoys my reviews. And listen, let me tell y'all something. Listen. At the end of me telling y'all what what is what's going on in the show, I'm gonna tell y'all my comments. Now, baby, that green plaid outfit that Issa had on, oh my god, on campus, that shit was fucking fire. I would wear that shit. I wouldn't wear it. I don't know if I would wear it exactly how she wore, but I love that. It's so free flowing and the pattern was nice. I love that shit. She was doing it. You better do it, Issa. You better do it. And that Telfar bag, that little mint green one, oh yes, doing it. Now I feel proud of Issa. Like, I don't know why I feel like sometimes, like, our lives are like parallel, but maybe that's, everybody probably shares the same feelings because the show is just so freaking relatable, and I'm just so proud of her character. Like, I feel like that's like a part of me, like growing up, just doing shit, whatever makes you feel good, So I know it's hard for her to move on from Lawrence because that was like it was like a ground, he was like the grounding thing for her, you know what I mean? It felt like kind of, I don't want to say she can always go back to him, but that was the love of her life for a long time, you know. That shit is hard when you have to remove that person from your space and energy just so you can feel good, you know what I mean? Like, but you know what, you have to look out for yourself, because if you don't, nobody will. And that's all facts, okay? So I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please hit that like button down below. And and if you want to see more of my videos, make sure you subscribe so that way you can be up to date on all this shit, on everything, okay? And I promise you, since I got this whole setup happening, baby, I will not be late on the next. I'm finna keep it pushing. Whatever I gotta do to make it happen. If I gotta be up late at night smoking and doing it and writing and doing it, I'm gonna do it for y'all, because you deserve it. And consistency is key, right? I'm gonna go smoke. Holla at your girl.